Welcome back, Crew Cats. With the season opener just days away, in lieu of a news review, we wanted to properly introduce ourselves this week and give you an idea of where we're coming from and what you can look forward to from us this season. AJ's Crew Story will be out later this week, so you'll finally be able to put a face to that name. That said, if you've ever been on Twitter and you've seen the Twitter gif of the Crew fan doing this, that's AJ. Without any further ado, though, this is my Crew story. My name is Matt Stewart. I'm 33 years old, and with the exception of a 4.5-year hiatus at Kent State University, I've been a Columbus, Ohio resident my entire life. I first got into the Crew when I was 10 years old, watching Brian McBride score goals at the Horseshoe. He quickly became my favorite player, and that is a title he still holds to this day. It wasn't just his skills with the ball at his feet, or his fearlessness in the air, of which his history of facial injuries is very much proof positive. No, I thought Brian McBride was so cool, rocking that bowl cut with the little thin yellow headband around there. Nobody rocks the thin yellow headband, or the thin headband in general like Brian McBride. Not even Alex Morgan. Excuse me. That began a very long, still active, and only semi-ironic practice of judging players and signings based on their hair. Yeah, sure, goals, assists, and tackles still matter, but if you're a marginal player with great hair, you'll have my support. As I got older and entered high school, my interest in the Crew, and just soccer in general, waned. I developed a love for rock and roll and storytelling. In 2004, I enrolled at Kent State University, and 4-ish years later, I walked out of there with a degree in journalism and mass communication, with a specialty in electronic media production. I finally found a way to turn my passion into a profession. I found a way and I learned how to tell and craft a compelling story, how the ethics of journalism affected both the subject and the reader, and most importantly, I developed a strong understanding of just how that business worked. Because quite frankly, if you're good at something, never do it for free. Now all of that sounded great at the time, except the iPhone had come out in 2007. 18 months later, when I graduated, which was also the heart of the financial crisis at that point, the iPhone had turned the entire media industry just bloop, upside down. I'm not mad about it. It's not anyone's fault. It's just the way shit worked out. That piece of paper that cost about $40,000 and God knows how much more in sweat equity was now worth as much as the Charmin I just wiped my ass with. Who am I kidding? I don't have Charmin money. I'm a member's mark man. With that, I turned my storytelling talents to songwriting and rock and roll. I won't get into that because that's not what this channel is about, but if you do ever want to talk music, I'm your guy. You're probably wondering at this point, Matt, when did you get back into the Crew? So, funny story, I missed all of the fun parts. I missed the supporter shields, I missed the 2-0, I missed all of the cups. I got back just in time to watch Steve Clark and Tony Tchani break my heart, which did not deter me at all. I mean, seriously, I'm also a Browns fan and an Everton fan, so, heartbreak to me is just, Monday. Still, though, I wasn't all in. I got notification from the ESPN app, and I would catch up on the club and attend the occasional game every now and then, but I was definitely a casual fan. And then, Save the Crew happened. Like it was yesterday, I remember reading that article from Grant Wall in Sports Illustrated, outlining Anthony Precourt's decision to move the team to Austin, Texas. And I know for many of you, that article just awoke something inside of you that you never knew you had. Not me. Something died inside of me that day. I'm still not entirely sure what it was, but from there on out, I could not look away. Now, 2018 was a pretty tough year for me personally and professionally, and I did not have the time to participate in the Save the Crew movement. but I followed that shit intently. I couldn't get enough. The protests at the State House, the trash talk from the 5 Austin fans who seem to somehow just find delight and joy in our misery. Fuck those guys, by the way. We'll see you next year. The activation and implementation of Modell's Law, the frantic search for new investors. I followed Morgan Hughes to a level that would be considered stalking in at least 10 states. I'm not proud of it. And I recounted those events to anyone and everyone who would listen. You all know how the story ends. I'll save the juicy bits for when AJ and I do our STC documentary. Just know that if you spent 1 minute, $1, 1 ounce of energy into saving the crew, you inspired me. I jumped right back into Crew SC like it was 1996 all over again. Much of my work in 2018 and 2019 was on nights and weekends, including many a wedding gig on a Saturday night. That said, I cannot tell you how many bridal party introductions I completely ruined because I was busy watching a Crew game on my phone. And I cannot tell you how many because if I did and my manager saw this, he would drop me in a heartbeat. And that brings us to today. AJ and I have teamed up to start this channel, and we are excited to be bringing you Columbus Crew content with the heart of the fans. I still work nights and weekends, but I've cut back on my extracurriculars so that I can cover Crew games, away games, and bring you the instant match reactions direct from the watch parties. AJ is a season ticket member in the Nordeca, and he will be bringing you coverage and reactions straight from Mopfre Stadium. We'll also be increasing the frequency of the Crew Corner podcast to a weekly basis. If you're interested in becoming a guest contributor in any way, shape, or form, feel free to reach out to myself or AJ on Facebook, Twitter, email, or personally, if you know any of us, and we'll be happy to find a spot for you. You know, our goal is to grow this channel with the fan base and have a hell of a lot of fun doing it. So now, you know my Crew story. What's yours? Don't hesitate to leave it in a comment below. We are on Facebook and YouTube, so be sure to comment, like, share. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you're watching us on Facebook. Because for right now, well, we are doing it for free. We will also be at Endeavor Brewing this Saturday night, February 29th for Christmas Eve, so if you're out there, don't hesitate to come up to us and say hi. For now, this has been Crew Corner. My name is Matt, and we'll see you in the next video.